Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is different because a number of you, more than I would think would care, was just curious as to what I'm doing with my crafts. Like when I buy these things to remake, like flip something from the thrift store or all these Dollar Tree goodies. You're like, oh, I want to see what you make. What do you make? So I thought today I would just take you around and show you some of it. Some of it's just like, listen, you might think half of what I'm fixing to show you is, but you know what? That's all right, because doing these crafts has kept my mind busy. And I'm just getting teared up because I just showed you a picture of my niece in there, and it just kind of is fresh. I'm not doing this for sympathy, I promise you. It's just when it's fresh, and it happens to be recording time, so there you go. Do the math. But it has occupied my mind. It's kept me in here. Now, I still go off in my own thoughts because, when you're sitting around and you're creating, whether it's something that somebody else likes the way you created it or not, is not the point. The point is you're using your mind and your creative juices are flowing and you're problem solving and you're doing something that's not just sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. In the middle of that, thoughts come and go, but being busy helps them pass easier. Also, it's keeping me out of the food. When I'm back in this room, I don't even think about food. I'll go and I'll have many nights. I'll have 20 plus, 25 plus points left for supper. So it's keeping me busy in my mind and busy to not pilfer around for food. Now, what I'm going to show you is nothing that you would buy at Hobby Lobby. It is nothing you are going to see on somebody's professional craft YouTube channel. It is just things that have brought me joy. Just things that I sit back here and I come up with and I put together and I like them. And I put them in my house because it's my house. And if I like to look at them, that's all that matters. That's how I feel about it. If you don't like it, you don't have to. You don't have to like my aesthetic, which I don't have one. That's the thing. My aesthetic is, girl, you don't have one. I just like what I like. I like different things. I like odd things. I like a mishmash of things. I don't have a theme. I think I even said it when I was showing you something. My house, it has like zones. Like here's a zone. Like I didn't pull back and show you big pictures of, maybe I should have showed you like what that whole set looked like. Maybe I'll go back in there and reshoot that. Just stick it in. But there are like, one corner of my kitchen is like the kind of muted zone. And then the one rack is like my pink and pastel and blue zone. And then I have autumn zone. And then I have like neutral zone. And then I have this shelf is this one and this shelf is this one and this shelf is this one. So my house does not flow. My house is like whitewater rafting. If you're talking about flowing of the water, I got rocks and waves crashing and canoes turning over. I got the whole nine. Anyway, it ties into what I was telling you yesterday. Hold on. Remember when we were talking about meal prep? And I told you that there is a place at the table for everybody in everything in life. But yesterday was just meal prep. That's what we were talking about. Okay, so here's another example of there is a place at the table for everybody in crafting, everybody in style. Because Lord have mercy, can you imagine how boring this world would be if we all had the same style? Please. I can look at my style all day long. It's right in front of me. When I'm out gazing or, flicking through YouTube channels or magazines or riding up and down the road, I get to see different stuff, and I get to enjoy and appreciate a different point of view and a different aesthetic and a different style. That's what makes the world go round. Like the way we look, that's what makes the world go round. All of us being different. Who wants to walk around in some big robot world? You know that music video, that Robert Palmer music video where all the girls are back there in their little tight, was it red dresses, playing their guitars? Was it Simply Irresistible? I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Look it up. We don't want to be that. We don't want to be the girls in the video. We want to be who we are. Do not be afraid to be who you are. Listen, I feel more vulnerable showing you my crafts because that is such a personal expression of who I am than I did telling you that I had problems with incontinence. Because I don't care. It's the human body, and human bodies do these things. But to put what you think is artistic out there, you're at like you can't argue with the fact that I used to pee my pants before I got medicine, and I'm still going to see the doctor for more treatment. Okay? You can't argue with that. That's not gray. That's black and white. Flat out, the human body has messed up. It's made me pee my pants. You can't disagree with it. You can't agree with it. You can just accept it as fact. So there's nothing to be vulnerable about. Showing you my artwork, on the other hand, is a very gray area because, not that it's going to make me lose sleep. Not trying to be mean. Just say it. Art is left up for interpretation of who views it. So when you look at it, some of you might think, well, that is cool. And then some of you will be like, and that's okay. Who said that? Tell me. Comment. Okay. I know you know. So it leaves me more vulnerable showing you, but some of you want to see. So you know what? Here it is in all its glory. All the things that have been keeping me busy. And I'm thankful that I have these things to keep me busy. I'm thankful that I have been able to go and buy stuff at the Dollar Tree, because if the Dollar Tree hadn't stepped up and put in that crafter's corner, I'm going to tell you what, they stepped up. I wouldn't be sitting back here crafting because I can't afford Hobby Lobby. There's a Michael's in about a half an hour away. I can't afford Michael's. No, I can't afford that stuff. If there's like an accent that I need to go with something, like what I'm working on now to go beside the big piece that I'm going to show you, I'm working on 2 side pieces. I think I'm going to need, maybe, I know I'm going to need some scrapbook paper. I may need just a little accent piece for the middle, but I'm not sure yet. But other than that, everything I'm using is either trash, thrifted, or the Dollar Tree, or just stuff I had around the house already that I just redid. So you don't have to have a Hobby Lobby pocketbook to just enjoy yourself. Just start doing something. I encourage you, if you're bored, or if you're lonely, or if you're sad, or if you're hungry, just start doing some crafts. You don't have to have a big old craft room like that. It ain't big, I'm just saying. It's bigger than that little TV tray I used to work off of when I first started. Y'all remember doing my little baskets on the TV tray? I didn't show you my baskets, but you've already seen them. So yeah, it is. I do have a much bigger space. Maybe I'll turn you around and show you. I'll do a little pan around so you can see when you see this, I'll show you what big mess I'm sitting in, because it looks, it's a mess, but it's mine. So anyway, go to the Dollar Tree, go to your thrift store, go to your outbuilding, go pawing through stuff that you have packed away that you're like, I don't need it, but I don't want to get rid of it. Listen, pull it out and put new life into it. Go look up some YouTube videos, Trash to Treasure, Thrift Flips. Get all kind of inspiration. It's fun. It's fun. I love this. One of the things I love most is watching somebody take trash and turn it into something really, really cool. I've got a thing over here of just, I'll show you, just crap that you don't know when you're going to need it, and I have needed it several times. It's come in handy. So that being said, this is for you gals who was curious about what all I was doing with everything I was buying and picking up, you know. So this is just for y'all. And if this is not the video for you, then you just pick me up on the next one. And I can make no promises that's the one for you either. I ain't making no promises. So I'll turn you around and I'll show you this room before we start looking at the individual crafts. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. And I hope you're having a good day. And probably already said it, but see you on my next video. Okay, this is when you come in the door. To the right, this is where my sewing machine is set up. It's portable, but this is my mama's sewing machine. It's got the sewing machine inside. And so I just use that as my table. That is my little bucket of just crap that I told you about. And I will show you that in a minute. This is all my Halloween stuff, decorative stuff, my witches thingy, cutting. Listen, if you do crafts, get you a paper cutter. They're wonderful. Clings. There's all my money plant. That is my walk-in closet, little small walk-in closet. It was Holly's, but David built me some big old shelves in there. It's got all my just serving stuff, just all kind of stuff. I did clean it out too. And then there's a couple wreath things and my inspiration board, which those are the ones I told you, my new ones. This Girl Won't Stop and Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful. I'm not going to cover over those because I love those sayings. Then there's a little tray, tiered rolling around cart. This got a little bit of odds and ends in it. I got two of these over here with full of stuff. And then there's my window. Come in for a spell. No, the witches. This is not Halloween decoration. This is witches decorations because it's my room and I love witches. So that's what these are for. And if you can't buy your witches stuff at Halloween, when can you get it? So then on over above my craft table is Steven Tyler, which was Holly's poster way back when she lived here before she ever got married. The first, oh my gosh, many moons ago. So she just let me keep it in here and I love it. Then here is the craft table that you always see. More stuff under there. More stuff under there. I got everything nice and labeled. Now that's just a little board. The one piece I'll show you, that little, like the little thing behind it where you tuck pictures in and out in the ribbons. I just pulled some stuff out and stuck it in there for just for decor. And then I have another one of these with stuff in it. And that. Now here's this window with my critters. And yes, that is me. That was in my picture frames and it is stuck to the glass and the glass is broke. And I'm like, well, it's my room, it's me. I'll put it in there. And those little things. And you know, our windows are not finished, so curtains are just how they are. The tripod in the way. And then, of course, Derek Morgan on Criminal Minds, because you know that is the center of the universe in this room. And then my clothes that I change into. This is one of the picture frames. I'm working on two of these right now. I'm in the middle of figuring out what to do with those. And then my little mirror and then that's just, you know how I say like a man's garage, he has license plate and no parts, calendars and all that stuff. That's the ladies' craft room. Just hang your stuff up wherever you want. It's the same principle. And then my Freddie Mercury poster, because I love Freddie Mercury. And then the stuff, the woman's stuff, and that poor little bottom drawer that ever since we had some men move it when they were doing some sheetrock, it will not close, and that really aggravates me. And that's where I sit and get beautiful. I guess you're saying you don't sit there very often, do you? And then here's my painting table. That's 2 jars I'm getting ready to start on. If you can believe the shape of those, looking the same. One was a G. Hughes jar, and one was a Trader Joe's jar. Almost identical. So that's the painting table. It's just an old desk. And then, of course, I have my Jaws poster. Oh, I didn't show you my other poster, my Led Zeppelin poster. I thought we'd start in here. Just a couple things I have hanging in my craft room, just for me. This is, I got from Goodwill for $3. Was it Goodwill? Yeah. And that is, they were tiles that were moved. And that's burlap scrapbook paper. And the little pictures in the middle are the back of one of the calendars. And this is why I put these, because these are things I need to know. This thing is not going to break you. Keep on fighting, because you know fight was my word for the year. And life is tough, but so are you. And those are just some things I thought I needed to hear. So that was, and we're blurry, there we go. That was my $3 flip. Then this is just a little something from me. It's a piece of a love sign from the Dollar Tree. There's 4 blocks on it, had a burlap letters on the back. But that little thing in the middle, the David and Kim, I got back in probably 1996 at the Watermelon Festival in Pageland, South Carolina. And I used to have it in just a little acrylic frame, and I had put it away. And when I was cleaning out closets and drawers and things Saturday, I come across it. I knew I didn't get rid of it. And so I just wanted to make a little something hanging here for me. And that's just some paper, and you can tell it's like discolored around the edges, but that's because it's old. And I put 1994 because that's when we got married. And okay, this came from Joan. It's a little you could put flowers or whatever you want to put in it, but this was all open. That's paper behind there, and I painted that. And the ribbon was from her. And then I scrapbooked the back one, so I took it apart and put it back together. This little shadow box is just 4 Dollar Tree crates from the craft section that I stained and glued together for my little critters. Because if y'all know me, y'all know I'm all about the reptiles. So my kids give me little things, and I pick up little things. So that's just for my critters that I have sitting over here on my windowsill. Okay, I don't know if I actually have just inserted a picture of this or not, because I don't know if I have one. It was that old brown tray that I picked up at, I don't know, was it Wanda's or somebody? And I painted it. I just put some little dandelions and dragonflies and some words I found from stickers, and like when to clean type stickers, just for my perfumes. So nothing special, but I like it. Okay, I almost forgot my little Halloween pumpkins me and Joan made on our first little collab. Somebody said put some paper behind his eyes and he'll show up better, and I did, and it did make a difference. So I thought we were going to the living room, but I forgot about this. I have not hung it up yet because I am working on a piece for either side, and then David's going to hang them for me. This was $4 at the Goodwill, I had to take it apart, the top from the bottom. I had to unscrew the back off. You see, I made myself a note. Then I painted them separately, and that is a calendar page that I Mod Podged on. And like I said, I'm working on 2 pieces to go with it. I will show you the finished product once it's up on my wall. Okay, this is in my kitchen. Some of my little Ails. This was an empty jar from Dollar Tree. I poured the candle wax in and I just kind of brushed over so you could read the homemade. And that was a chalkboard that I did scrapbook paper, a little owl that Joan sent me, and put me some little letters on there. Hoot! And this was one of the first things I made. Actually, my M, it is one of the Dollar Tree signs. You know, it's decorated on one side and we always flip it around and use the back. And I just painted that instead of scrapbook paper. And then it's the M actually came from Walmart, but that's scrapbook paper. And then the rope around it is the rope mesh. That was the Dollar Tree. Pretty much everything I do, except for the paint and the scrapbook paper, is Dollar Tree or thrift. I'll start down here. You've already seen this. That's the little cubes. I can't get a hold of it. The little, boy, it's hard to do this, and they come in that, and you just turn around backwards. So you've already seen that, but I wanted to show you that so you'll know that what I used on this other thing is the same little item. And of course, Dollar Tree. And this is just a little sign I made with laugh, because they had the word laugh at the Dollar Tree, and you know that's what I'm all about. What it is was 2 of the little decorative signs that I glued together and painted and put scrapbook paper on. And that's store-bought. And this is actually one of my favorites. This is, you know, the cubes I just showed you. This is the outer one, and these are 2 inner ones. Hold on, I'll show you. See, the hearts. So I painted those, and that is more of the little calendar pictures on the back of the calendars. And then, of course, the boxwood is from Walmart. They don't have that kind of greenery at the Dollar Tree. Okay, let's go to the living room. Okay, we've already seen my move point. I wish I had put them closer together, but when I printed it on the tissue paper, hindsight. Anyway, I still like it from friends. And these I had sitting over here, but they were black. Look, you can see part of the paint I missed. Oh, I need to go around with my light shining and see what all I missed. I keep a dark house. Nobody will ever know. Shh, don't tell. I just spray painted them with some spray paint I had on hand and just tied a little bit of jute, which that should probably be turned around. Tied a little bit of jute around the candles just to do a little something different. This is just a little grouping that I made. I painted a good size candle holder, and the green reserve from Walmart's, but I spray painted this the same color as those that we just saw. That was just like a yellow iridescent candle holder I had. I spray painted it. That is a prescription bottle that I spray painted. The roses were from Walmart. The little house shape, that's from Dollar Tree. I just popped the love part off. Scrapbook paper, tied the little twine back on it, put some little beads on it, just glued the love back on. Did that. Now, you've already seen that made from from Olay bottles. I saved Olay bottles and made them out of that. My little KD. And that was just a little empty bottle jar they had at Dollar Tree that I thought was pretty, so I melted and poured candle in there, and then I just attached a little M to it. I have some little wood letters, and that is just because I like stickers, so I just stained a Dollar Tree frame and put stickers from one set on it. I'm waiting to get some pictures developed to get the one I want in there. I don't know exactly what I want in there. And then this is my tray with my handcuff handles and the little rooster jars. I just found those at the Dollar Tree, and the little house too. That little thing lights up, flameless candle, whatever you call it. And then the greenery was from Walmart. Then down here, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Okay, can you see that the leaves are different colors? When I bought this, they were black, and the leaves were all that top color right there, white. But I took some furniture stain pens that Joan sent me and just stained the leaves and put them back in between the glass, painted it, spray painted it green. And the glass is tinted a little green too, but I like the way they turned out. Put candles in those. This is my fall tier. Everything on here except for the greenery and one candlestick. I think it's the candlestick on the bottom. Everything else comes from the Dollar Tree, well, except the paint. Those are plastic. There's a plant stand, the cake holder, on candle holders, glass candle holders. Those are plastic. Not even plastic. They're that breakable plastic. And then there's another owl that Joan sent me. And there's another. I didn't do anything to that house shape except tie that ribbon that Joan sent me. And so everything else, that's another one of those little calendar pages off the back that I put in that little frame. Like I say, all that come from the Dollar Tree. These flowers were in, and if you wonder why I got a curtain back there, this was my mama's entertainment center from the 80s. I know it's from the 80s. Minimum. Oh yeah, it had to be the 80s. I don't even think it was the 90s yet. And she had a big old TV that fit in that whole section, so there's no back to it. And I figured a brown curtain hanging is better than looking at my wall. So it is what it is in my house. But these were in a ugly pot. So I ripped them out, and I already had this space. And David, if you can see down at all those keys, he cleaned out, and he's a truck driver. And you know me and hang on the keys from everything. Well, I have been saving them for, oh gosh, I don't know, a couple years in a little plastic bag because I just knew one day there was going to be something I could do with them. And sure enough, I put them in there. And Joan's like, well, I think I don't know if I had already wrapped the jute around it or not. And she's like, well, how about picking out an interesting key and hanging it? I did it, and it just set it off. These books were just covered in scrapbook paper, and I can change them out for the season. That is a little felted pumpkin that Stacy, one of our admins on our group, sent me last year, I guess it was. All right, that is the other picture frame I decorated at the same time as the one I just showed you. I put the flowers and the butterflies on there. That's my niece Noelle that passed. That's when she was a little girl. And the thing with her is when butterflies are around, that's her visiting. And so I already had the picture frame made. I said, well, how fitting. It's perfect for her. And this is, I didn't make this, but look at these. Look at these cute little babies on there. You see the picture on the left? That's Holly. You see the marking on the floor? That's under our kitchen table. And she's got the marker in her hand. And I took the picture because I said, Holly, did you do that? She looked at me just as sincere as she could. She said, no. So, and that's her and RJ in the middle. And then RJ in front of one of our scarecrows. And then finally, this down here, I didn't make anything on it except for to take the flowers out of the pumpkins I bought and stick them in that vase. I did make that tray. Can you see? That's that colorful tray I made. I made that little pumpkin back there, and then there's another little box crate from the Dollar Tree. I just stayed it and put some little decoration in it, so that was not hard. This is from me and Joan's mini collab, if you remember. Well, you know, I couldn't see the metal thankful, and I think it was Paige. She's like, oh, it'd be pretty if you painted it orange, it would pop. I'm like, oh, I know if I try to paint it now, it'll get all over the thing, and I've already got it wired on. Well, guess what? The glue broke loose the other day for whatever reason, I do not know. So when I picked it up, it was it was fade. I'm like, okay. So I just cut the wire off, pulled Thankful down, painted it, made all the difference. So thank you, Miss Paige. Okay, now this one was made out of Halloween sign I turned sideways. I couldn't think of nothing special to do with it. That is an old bow I had that was crushed, and so I pulled it apart, ironed it, and I'm really working on my bow skills. So, not the deer hunting kind. Okay, here's my little rack that I had got at the Goodwill for $6. It's like my little pink and blue. Like, my house has little sections, little zones of color. But over here, what I made, this was just a Dollar Tree birdhouse. Just your typical, you know, plain wood. So I painted it and did some Mod Podge, and then I did another one down here. But I made them so they would match this over here. But everything else I just bought. So then I know you remember my cutting boards. I have tried to find some more, but I'm hoping they'll just get them back in stock, because I think it's one of those things they keep all the time. It's just scrapbook paper on the back and part of the calendar. I just want to make some seasonal ones. And then on my little, this is just my little thing over here in the corner of my kitchen, I made that little chest, and those are the stickers that Denise over at Dish with D sent me. So I think that is the last thing that is show worthy. I've done a whole bunch of just stuff. I just do stuff, but okay, I think that'll wrap it up. So I'll see you on my next video. Thanks for watching.